You know what's absolutely fascinating? Most people spend their entire lives trying to prove themselves to everyone around them. They're exhausted, stressed out, constantly performing like they're auditioning for a role they've already got. Meanwhile, there's this incredible gift that most folks are too proud to accept, the gift of being underestimated. And let me tell you something, when people don't expect much from you, you've just been handed the keys to the kingdom, and most people are too busy being offended to notice. Think about it for a moment. When someone expects you to hit a home run every single time, you can't even swing the bat without a committee forming to analyze your technique. But when they think you're going to strike out, brother, you can practice your swing, try new strategies, maybe even miss a few balls, and nobody's writing your obituary. Low expectations are like having a practice round that counts. It's the difference between learning to ride a bike on a busy highway versus learning in an empty parking lot. Sure, your ego might prefer the highway, but your success rate is going to love that parking lot. Here's where it gets really interesting. The most successful people I've ever studied didn't start with everyone believing in them. They started with everyone doubting them. And you want to know why that's actually an advantage? Because when you're not carrying the weight of everyone's expectations, you're free. You're free to fail. You're free to experiment. You're free to take the kind of risks that the golden children can't afford to take because they've got too much reputation wrapped up in always being right. The underestimated person can pivot, adjust, learn, and grow without a spotlight burning a hole through their confidence every time they stumble. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine two people starting a business. The first one, everyone's watching. Oh, she went to the best schools, worked at the top companies. This is going to be huge. The pressure is enormous. Every decision is scrutinized. Every setback is a potential catastrophe for their reputation. Now picture the second person. Nobody's really paying attention. Yeah, he's giving it a shot. We'll see how it goes. That person? They can test 10 different approaches. They can fail on Tuesday and try something completely different on Wednesday. They can ask what everyone else thinks are dumb questions because, hey, nobody expected them to know anyway. Who do you think learns faster? Who do you think discovers the innovative solution? It's not always the person everyone was watching. The beautiful irony is this. While everyone else is busy managing their image, the underestimated person is busy getting better. While others are afraid to look foolish, you're already there according to them, so what have you got to lose? It's like being given permission to be a beginner when everyone else has to pretend they're already an expert. And here's what they don't tell you about being a beginner. That's where all the learning happens. That's where all the growth lives. The experts are often trapped by what they think they know. The underestimated? They're free to discover what they don't know yet. Now, I'm not suggesting you go around trying to convince people you're incompetent. That's not the strategy here. But when you find yourself in a situation where people's expectations of you are lower than your expectations of yourself, that's not a problem to fix. That's an opportunity to exploit. Use it. Let them underestimate you while you're busy working, learning, developing skills they can't see. It's like being a secret agent in your own life. They think you're barely qualified to be in the room, and meanwhile, you're quietly becoming the most prepared person in the building. And here's the thing about risks, the big ones, the kind that actually change your life. They require a certain amount of recklessness that's almost impossible to maintain when everyone's watching and believing in you. When your parents, your spouse, your friends, your colleagues all think you're destined for greatness, try telling them you want to quit your job and start something completely new. Try telling them you want to move across the country for an opportunity that might not work out. The weight of disappointing all those expectations becomes a cage. But when expectations are low, that cage door is wide open. You can walk through it without carrying the burden of everyone else's dreams for you. I'll tell you something else. People who are underestimated develop something that the constantly praised never quite get. They develop resilience. They develop independence. They develop an internal compass that doesn't need external validation to keep pointing north. Because when you can't rely on everyone cheering you on, you learn to cheer yourself on. When you can't count on people believing in you, you learn to believe in yourself. And that internal belief system, that's the real competitive advantage. That's what carries you through when external circumstances get tough. When the economy crashes, when your industry changes, when life throws you the curveball nobody saw coming. Think about the greatest comeback stories you know. They're almost always about someone who was written off, counted out, underestimated. The person who peaked early and stayed on top? That's rarely an interesting story. But the person everyone doubted who comes back and proves them wrong? That's the story we tell our grandchildren. That's the story that inspires. And here's why. Because that person had to develop real strength, not just the appearance of it. They had to build something from the inside out, not just maintain what was handed to them. So here's what I'm asking you to consider. The next time someone underestimates you, the next time someone doesn't think you can do something, the next time you feel that sting of not being recognized for your potential, take a breath and recognize what you've actually been given. You've been given freedom. You've been given a laboratory where you can experiment without everyone watching. You've been given permission to take risks that the chosen ones can't afford to take. You've been given the gift of low expectations in a world obsessed with high pressure. Use it. Use it to learn faster than everyone else because you're not afraid to look stupid. Use it to try things others won't because you've got less to lose. Use it to develop that inner strength that doesn't need constant external validation. And then, when you finally do succeed, and you will because you've been free to learn and grow and take real risks, the victory will be sweeter because you'll know it was truly yours. You didn't achieve it because everyone expected you to. You achieved it because you expected it of yourself. And that, my friend, is the only expectation that ever really mattered. The advantage of being underestimated isn't that it feels good. It doesn't. It stings. Your ego will hate it. But your future self, your future successful, confident, resilient self, that version of you will look back and realize that being underestimated was the best thing that ever happened to you. Because it gave you something that money can't buy and praise can't provide. It gave you the freedom to become who you were always capable of being, without the weight of the world watching your every move. And that freedom? That's the secret weapon that turns ordinary people into extraordinary success stories. I want to thank you for spending this time with me today, for opening your mind to a different way of seeing the challenges you face. It takes courage to listen, to consider, to be willing to transform what looks like a disadvantage into your secret weapon. That courage you've shown just by being here, that's the same courage that's going to carry you forward into the success that's waiting for you. As you walk out of here today and back into your life, I wish you the very best of luck, though I have a feeling you're not going to need luck nearly as much as you think. You've got something better than luck. You've got perspective. You've got strategy. You've got the willingness to use whatever hand life deals you and play it brilliantly. So go out there and let them underestimate you. Let them doubt you. And while they're busy doing that, you be busy proving, not to them, but to yourself, exactly what you're capable of becoming. Thank you truly for your time, your attention, and your willingness to see the possibilities where others only see limitations. Now go out there and show the world what happens when someone who was underestimated decides to bet on themselves. I'm rooting for you, and I can't wait to hear about your success. Good luck, stay strong, and remember, your greatest achievements are always born in the space between what others expect and what you know you can deliver. Make that space count. Retry.